My beloved, heaven has just released its approval over your blessing. Archangel Michael says, tonight, at exactly 8:15 p.m., a divine financial breakthrough has been prepared for you. And if these words have reached your eyes right now, understand this clearly. You were selected. Covered in heavenly light while you slept. This is not random. Someone in the spiritual realm has been standing on your behalf, fighting for your provision, your peace, your freedom, and your future. You have cried long enough. You have struggled long enough. You have waited long enough. Heaven is no longer delaying what belongs to you. Your breakthrough is not set for another day. It is set for tonight. Michael speaks again. My child, God's storehouse has been opened, and your name has been placed upon a scroll of unexpected provision. But there is something important you need to hear. If you ignore this moment, you may walk away from what is already being prepared for you. Yes, even angels feel sorrow. And I, Michael, have grieved over the delays that wounded you, the work that drained your spirit, the debts that stole your peace, and the people who promised support but never followed through. Yet God saw every part of it. He saw it all and decided enough was enough. That is why you are here. That is why this message pushed through the spiritual veil to reach you. Archangel Michael says, this morning I carried your name upon the wind. I asked God once more, let me bring this message directly to them. Not through impressions. Not through signs alone. Let it come in words they can open, read, and feel within their spirit. And God agreed because His love for you goes beyond anything language can explain. That is why heaven is counting down toward 8:15 p.m. My child, there is nothing wrong with hoping for abundance. There is nothing wrong with wanting stability. You are a precious soul who has carried burdens for far too long. Tonight those burdens begin lifting. I, Michael, bring this promise from the throne of God. If you do not turn away from this sign, the financial weight resting over your life will break before midnight. Your name is being entered into a season of heavenly harvest. You are no longer beneath attack. You are standing beneath favor. Listen carefully to what comes next because it sounds impossible, yet it is already unfolding. A heavenly release has begun. Angels are removing obstacles, clearing delays, and undoing spiritual barriers that have held back your blessings for years. And when 8:15 p.m. arrives, a divine confirmation will move through your life. Some will experience it as peace. Some as an inner knowing. Others as a real breakthrough, a payment, a job opportunity, an inheritance, or a blessing they never expected. And beloved, you are among those being called. There is something I must repeat because it carries great significance. Someone you loved who now rests in heaven prayed for this very moment. They saw what you were enduring and stepped forward on your behalf. They spoke your name before God. They asked Archangel Michael, if one person must be helped today, let it be them. And heaven responded. That is why you should not ignore this message. That is why it is no accident that your eyes are on these words right now. The Spirit of the Lord says, congratulations. You have come through the season of testing. You may not have realized it, but the struggle surrounding your finances was never only about money. It was also about your heart. Darkness tried to use lack to dim your light, to weaken your faith, and to convince you that God had forgotten you. But God never forgot. And Archangel Michael never stopped standing beside you. That is why this message arrived just before this appointed moment. Pause for a second and hear this. If your chest feels warm, if your eyes are filling with tears, if something inside you is saying, this is meant for me, it may be because your angels are standing near you right now. And beloved, there is something important you must understand. Heaven does not always answer prayers through sudden miracles alone. Sometimes God answers by placing a clear path in front of you, one small step at a time, so you can walk confidently into the blessing that is already being prepared for you. My child, I see the struggle you have been facing, the stress about finances, the silent worries that stay in your heart, and the moments where you feel uncertain about what comes next. You have been asking for peace, and that answer is already on its way. You are not meant to stay stuck in fear, you are meant to walk forward with purpose, with faith, and with clear steps every day. That is why a simple system has been placed before you, the 30-day faith and financial breakthrough system, a path where each day brings you a focused prayer, a small financial action, and clear direction to help you move ahead. No pressure, no confusion, just steady progress toward greater peace and stability. If something inside you feels ready, if you are ready to take a faith-filled step forward, you will find the link in the description and the pinned comment below. They are rejoicing. They understand that this could become the moment that changes everything, if you choose not to walk away from it. If your heart has been touched and you wish to continue receiving messages like this, subscribe now so heaven can continue reaching you when the timing is important. God's timing matters. Your timing matters too. Subscribe so that future messages meant for you are never missed. Now let us continue because what is coming is bigger than money. It is restoration. There is a blessing on the way, and Michael says, it will be greater than what you expected because heaven multiplies what it gives. Soon you may look at your situation and wonder, how did this happen? Yet your spirit will already know the answer. And before doubt returns, listen carefully. Archangel Michael says, every rejection you faced, every time you were overlooked, every moment your gifts were ignored, every unfair loss you suffered, I witnessed it. Heaven missed none of it. That is why restoration is being released now. God has reversed what stood against you. Michael is enforcing a heavenly decree of recovery. Provision that was delayed, blocked, hidden, stolen, or withheld is being released. But you must welcome it. You must allow this moment to become your yes. Beloved, there is one more thing. When 8:15 p.m. arrives, if your heart remains closed, if you refuse to receive, that opportunity may pass by. This is not a threat. It is the gift of choice. You must choose to believe. You must choose to open your heart. You must choose to receive. Michael says that is all heaven is waiting for. Close your eyes for 5 seconds. Take a breath. Feel the atmosphere around you. It is more than air. It is presence. Your surroundings are changing. Even your home may feel different tonight because abundance is not only financial. It is peace. It is protection. It is divine timing. And tonight, all of it is being offered to you. Can you sense it? The shift. The inner certainty. The chills. Those are confirmations. And because you have remained here this long, the miracle has already begun. Michael says, now speak it aloud. I receive my 8:15 blessing. I will not ignore this moment. Heaven is listening. Your words carry power. And when the breakthrough comes, whether through a payment, a phone call, a refund, an approval, a new opportunity, or unexpected provision, you will remember these words. You will say, thank you, God. Thank you, Archangel Michael. You did not forget me. And we will rejoice because you were never forgotten. Heaven simply waited for your yes. You are still here. That means this message was meant to find you. That means heaven is still speaking and your spirit is still listening. And beloved, that changes everything. There is something sacred about a person who chooses to stay when everyone else scrolls away. There is something powerful about a soul willing to stop and ask, what if this is real? And you did exactly that. You opened your heart wide enough for heaven to enter. Archangel Michael remains near you. Even now. Even if your thoughts are uncertain. Even if the room around you is quiet. That quietness is not empty. It is filled with presence. It is filled with messages waiting to be heard. Tonight is not about witnessing something dramatic. It is about experiencing something you may have missed for a very long time. Peace. Safety. Connection. God did not bring you here to frighten you. He brought you here to remind you, I never abandoned you. Every time you thought you were alone, you were not. Every tear cried in secret was heard. Every prayer whispered through pain remained alive. Nothing was wasted. It was all building toward something. And tonight, it arrives. If you feel emotional, tired, peaceful, energized, or overwhelmed right now, do not be afraid. This is spiritual. You are not losing your mind. You are being refreshed. Your body is responding to something your soul has longed for, divine presence. This is the shift. And no, you are not late. You did not miss your opportunity. You are exactly on time. God reserved this moment specifically for you. And the fact that you are still here reading these words reveals just how open your heart truly is. From this point on, small confirmations will begin appearing. It may be something a person says. A song that suddenly catches your attention. A memory that rises out of nowhere. Pay attention to these moments. They are not accidents. They are divine connections gently shaping your path, bringing clarity, alignment, and yes, the very blessing you've been praying for. Think about that prayer you carried years ago, the one you eventually stopped expecting. It was never gone. It was taking root beneath the surface. And soon, very soon, it will rise. When it does, you'll understand something important. It didn't arrive when you thought you were ready. It arrived when heaven decided the season was right. You are living proof that God restores lost time. No matter how far you think you've wandered, heaven can bring you back, heal what was broken, and rebuild what seemed impossible. You were never too damaged. Never too complicated. You were simply being prepared. But tonight, preparation becomes promise. That feeling inside your heart is the old chapter closing and a new one opening. From now on, chaos will attract you less. People who once drained your energy may no longer feel connected to your life. Things that disturb your peace will become harder to tolerate. That is not anxiety. That is not a mood. That is discernment. Your spirit has awakened. Your soul has matured. Something within you now recognizes what belongs and what does not. Certain things may leave your life. Do not fear that. It is protection. It is pruning. It is heaven making room for what was always intended for you. Let things go if they need to go. Let them fade if they must. You will no longer need to force what belongs to you. The right people, the right ideas, the right opportunities, and even healing itself will begin finding their way to you because you are finally aligned. Heaven wants to tell you something personal. Every tear you cried in silence counted. Every lonely season mattered. Every heartbreak served a purpose. Every disappointment planted something that is now growing into favor. And as you continue forward, you will begin attracting what matches the healed version of you. Genuine people. Divine connections. Relationships and opportunities prepared by heaven. Their arrival may seem sudden, but do not be surprised. You are operating from a different spiritual frequency now. The world itself has not changed. You have. People will notice. They may tell you that you seem brighter. Calmer. Different somehow. And you'll smile because you'll understand what happened. You walked through the fire and came out stronger. You heard a message you almost ignored. And that single choice altered more than you realize. Before you sleep tonight, speak life over yourself. Even if your voice trembles, say it anyway. I am healed. I am whole. I am aligned with God. My angels go before me. I no longer live in fear. The moment you speak those words, every lie spoken against your spirit begins losing strength. You have reclaimed your light. You have reclaimed your peace. You have remembered who you truly are. And if tomorrow feels difficult, come back to these words. Read them again. Keep them close. Heaven does not speak once and then disappear. Heaven remains. The same archangel who stands beside you tonight will step into tomorrow before you do. He will watch over your front and your back. Your choices. Your dreams. Your future. Now rest. Let heaven continue working while you sleep. And when morning comes, do not only expect another day. Expect a different life. You stayed. You allowed these words to settle into your spirit instead of rushing away. Because of that, something has taken root inside you that cannot easily be removed. No storm can shake it. No fear can uproot it. No person can take it from you. You now stand beneath a divine decision. Heaven has declared that you are protected. You are aligned. You are chosen. And even if everything around you does not change overnight, you will. And that changes everything. Tomorrow you may wake with a feeling you cannot fully explain. Lighter. Safer. More peaceful. More clear. The burden you've carried may suddenly feel less heavy. That is because tonight you released it. You stopped carrying what was never yours to hold alone. And beloved, heaven gathered every broken piece. Every doubt. Every silent question. Every, why me? Heaven holds it gently now. And heaven is holding you too. Even after this message is over, Archangel Michael remains near. Tomorrow. The next day. And the day after that. You may even hear yourself speaking more kindly to your own heart. Words you didn't know you needed. That is Michael reminding you of the truth. That is healing beginning from within. That is how light works. Not always loudly, but always faithfully. Right now, you are standing between what used to be and what is about to arrive. And I can tell you this with confidence. What is coming is greater than what was lost. Do not fear what you cannot yet see. The unknown often carries miracles that have not yet been revealed. What if the thing you fear losing is exactly what heaven is preparing to replace with something far better? You do not need to understand every step of the journey. You only need to keep moving toward peace. Trust that the next step will be shown when the time comes. And beloved, sometimes heaven reveals that next step through a miracle, and sometimes it places a simple path directly in front of you so you can move forward with faith instead of fear. My child, I see the weight you have been carrying. The quiet worries about money, the stress you rarely speak about, the nights when your mind refuses to rest. You have been praying for peace, and your prayers have been heard. You are not meant to walk this journey in confusion and fear. You are meant to walk with faith, with clarity, and with daily direction. That is why a simple path has been placed before you, a 30-day faith and financial breakthrough system. Each day you will be guided with a gentle prayer, a simple money step, and clear direction to help you regain control. Nothing overwhelming, nothing complicated. Just small faithful steps leading you toward peace and stability. If your heart feels ready, begin today. Do not delay this moment. The link is in the description and in the pinned comment below. Now remember this. Heaven never asks you to see the entire road ahead. It only asks you to take the next faithful step. This is not blind faith. This is guided faith. And you are not walking by yourself. Heaven stands behind you. The blessing of the Most High surrounds you. And these words are now written into your spirit forever. Heaven chose me. For too long, you searched for others to recognize your worth. But now you know your value was never theirs to decide. God already settled that question. What belongs to you cannot be stolen. What has been promised cannot be delayed forever. What is destined is already moving toward you. And perhaps this week something unexpected will happen. A message from someone you did not expect. A strange confirmation. A breakthrough that arrives without being chased. That will be heaven saying, see. I was always here. I never left. It will arrive when you are not forcing it. So stop trying to make it happen. Let it come. Tonight is not about a single experience. It is about a new alignment you have entered. And the more you listen, the easier heaven becomes to hear. You will begin recognizing God's voice in places you never noticed before. In music. In quiet moments. In conversations. In nature. In timing itself. You will become sensitive to signs again. Repeating numbers. Lights that catch your attention. Dreams that stay with you long after waking. This is the language heaven often uses. This is part of spiritual awakening. And now, beloved, you are awake. You are listening. You are walking beside angels. You no longer fear the darkness because you know the light lives within you. Never allow anyone to dim it again. Not fear. Not doubt. Not the opinions of others. You are standing on holy ground now. And wherever you go from this moment forward, heaven goes with you. Take a deep breath. Place your hand over your heart and remember this. You are safe. You are seen. You are surrounded. You are loved. You are free. And this is only the beginning. Even now, in the quiet around you, something sacred continues unfolding. Not through pressure. Not through chaos. But through the steady rhythm of divine timing. Heaven does not move according to the clocks of the world. Heaven moves according to the readiness of the soul. And your soul has finally said, I am ready. Because you said yes, things that were waiting in the spiritual realm are now being released. Not only for tonight, but for the road ahead. You do not yet know what is about to open. New doors. Healing. Understanding. Connections. This is not fantasy. It is the fruit of your obedience to this moment. Archangel Michael has placed a mark over your home. You may not see it with your eyes, but your spirit recognizes it. A covering. A shield. A declaration written in light. This place is protected. You may feel warmth as you rest tonight. You may wake feeling lighter. You may even notice that the dreams you carried as a child begin returning, not as distant memories, but as purpose calling you forward. Because God is not simply giving back what was lost. He is restoring who you were always meant to become. You have waited a long time for something beautiful to happen. And now that waiting season is ending. Not because the world suddenly changed, but because you changed. You said yes. You showed up. You opened your heart. You chose to believe in what could not be seen. And that alone is a miracle. Yes, you. The one who felt overlooked. The one who was told they were too emotional, too sensitive, too much. Heaven says you were never too much. You were always created for more. Tonight, a generational burden has been broken. Not because you fought with strength alone, but because you stood firm with faith. You listened. You trusted. You remained open. And now blessings that seemed blocked are beginning to move again. You'll recognize them through unexpected favor, sudden understanding, divine reversals, restoration where loss once lived, and joy that appears without warning. Every one of these things is a sign. Every one is confirmation. Every one is proof that this was more than a video. It was an encounter. There is no returning to numbness. No returning to the noise that once distracted you. You have been touched by the light. Now that this sacred moment has awakened something inside you, you'll begin noticing things differently. You'll sense when the atmosphere of a room feels wrong. You'll recognize when someone's presence pulls against your peace. You'll feel the difference between what comes from heaven and what does not. Trust that knowing. That is discernment. That is your angelic support helping guide you. Do not be afraid to walk away from what drains you. Protect your peace. Guard your joy. Honor your purpose. That is what alignment looks like. From this night forward, pay attention to signs. A feather. A familiar name. A scent that reminds you of someone who has passed on. A song you haven't heard in years suddenly playing again. Repeating numbers. A message through a dream. Do not brush these things aside. They are gentle reminders from the realm of light saying, we are still here. We are still walking beside you. Your path will not always be easy. But it will never be lonely again. Can you feel that gentle stillness resting over your heart? That peace that makes no logical sense. That is God. That is the Holy Spirit sitting beside you and saying, you don't have to carry this by yourself anymore. He sees the worries you have never spoken. The weight of your choices. The uncertainty of what comes next. And He is saying, give it to me. Let me hold it. I already know the way forward. Archangel Michael smiles tonight. Not because every battle has ended, but because you remembered your strength. You remembered your light. You welcomed the message. You opened the door to heaven. And that changes everything. Darkness may still knock. But now it will find a home filled with light. And light always overcomes. When you close your eyes tonight, do not hurry into sleep. Let your soul speak. Let your spirit pray the prayers you thought were gone. Heaven does not need perfect words. It only needs honesty. Say what is on your heart. Let the tears come if they need to. Let the silence comfort you. Let the presence hold you. Because you are no longer reaching into emptiness. You are being carried. And tomorrow morning, when you wake, expect something to feel different. Do not immediately hand your attention to the world. Sit with the peace first. Notice it. Thank heaven for it. Say, I feel your presence, God. Thank you for staying with me. Let those words become the first thing you speak. Then watch how differently the day unfolds. This is not the ending of a message. It is the beginning of a new life. You are chosen. You are protected. You are called. And you are deeply loved. And you are still here. That means your soul already knows this was never only a message. It was a reminder. A calling. A sign from God that something greater is unfolding. That you have never been forgotten, not even for a moment. Your name was spoken in heaven. A decision was made tonight. Light has claimed victory in your life, and nothing, not fear, not doubt, not darkness, can reverse it. If your heart feels different right now, if it beats a little faster, that is not fear. It is recognition. Your spirit knows this feeling. It knows this frequency. This is what truth feels like. This is what divine presence feels like. You have carried so much. Pain that made you quiet even in crowded rooms. Seasons where you felt unseen, even by yourself. But tonight, heaven drew you back into the light. The real you. The chosen you. The anointed you. That version is awakening now. Angels are moving through your atmosphere even now. They are sealing the places in your heart left open by old wounds. They are closing doors that no longer belong in your future. They are loosening the knots anxiety wrapped around your spirit. This is happening. Not as an idea, but as reality. You will feel lighter when morning comes. You will notice that chaos no longer clings to you the same way. Because your home and your soul have been marked. Marked by heaven. Marked for purpose. Marked for protection. Do not be surprised if things that once distracted you suddenly lose their hold. That is your spirit cleansing itself. Do not panic if relationships shift. If people drift away. If routines begin changing. That is the shaking before the rebuilding. That is God removing what was never meant to remain so that what has been prepared can finally arrive. And what is being prepared is beautiful. Your finances. Your health. Your relationships. Things will begin finding alignment in ways they have not for a long time. Because the resistance that stood in the way has been broken. When you received this message, you did not simply receive words. You received covering. You received alignment. You received support from heaven. There is no greater force than a person walking in agreement with God. And that is where you stand now. From this moment on, pay attention to how you feel in different places. God is teaching your spirit to recognize peace and recognize warning. You are learning discernment. You will begin noticing patterns and signs others miss. Do not see that as a burden. It is a gift. You are becoming a guardian of light within your home, your family, and your generation. What you touch will begin to heal. What you speak will begin to shift. Wherever you go, angels will go with you. Even those who hurt you may begin feeling conviction in your presence. Not because you seek revenge, but because truth travels with you now. Remain humble. Remain gentle. Remain open. God will handle the rest. And whenever fear tries to return, remember tonight. Remember this moment. Remember how your heart softened. Remember how your chest relaxed. Remember the peace. Remember the warmth. Remember the clarity. It was not temporary. It was not imagined. It was God. And God never abandons what He begins. You will receive confirmation. Trust that. Through dreams. Through numbers. Through unexpected signs. Through strangers speaking words you needed to hear. Heaven will remind you that this moment was real. You felt it because it was real. And you will never be the same again. So as your evening continues, move gently. Breathe deeply. Speak kindly. Let the peace settle. Let the silence teach you. And before sleep comes, say this one final time, Archangel Michael, thank you. God, I welcome your presence. I accept your will. I release my own plans. Let your light fill every room, every shadow, every thought, every fear. I am safe. I am seen. I am held. And so it is. This is your sacred beginning. You have found your way home. You are still here. And beloved, heaven is smiling because you did not run from the light. You moved closer to it. Every time you chose to continue, your spirit stepped deeper into this moment. Every word you received became like healing oil poured into places life, fear, and heartbreak once wounded. And now something has changed. You do not need anyone else to tell you. You already know. You already feel it. You are not the same person you were an hour ago. This path you have walked has been a spiritual awakening. There is a reason your heart would not let you move on. A reason your mind, even while weary, remained open. Because the part of you that belongs to heaven, the eternal part of you, recognized that this was more than words. This was an encounter. Heaven visited you tonight. Your home was touched. The atmosphere around you shifted, not only because of what was said, but because of angels and, above all, because of the love of God that has always been reaching toward you, even during the seasons when you were not reaching back. From this moment on, you will begin noticing the difference. The burden will not feel quite as heavy. Fear will not sound as loud. The struggles around you may not vanish overnight, but you will feel stronger than they are. You will not be consumed by the storm. You will move through it because you have remembered who stands beside you. Archangel Michael will continue watching over your dreams tonight. And when morning comes and you open your eyes, something will feel different. You will remember this peace. You will hear quietness, yet sense a presence. That is your reminder that heaven never left. Over the next 3 days, be ready for unexpected confirmations. Divine encounters that were prepared long before this moment. You may cross paths with someone from your past. You may hear a conversation that answers a question you've carried silently. You may receive a message, gentle but specific, that brings an unusual joy to your spirit. Do not ignore these moments. Pay attention. They are not random. They are heaven's way of saying, I am still speaking. Tonight, rest. Let peace settle into your bones. Let your heart put down its armor. You have fought enough battles. This night is not for fighting. It is for healing. This night is not for defending yourself. It is for receiving. And if doubt returns tomorrow, if fear tries to find its way back, simply speak these words aloud: no. Heaven visited me. I am protected. I am chosen. I am not alone. Keep saying it until your voice grows steady. Keep saying it until you feel the atmosphere change again. Because now you remember how to call on heaven. Now you remember who you are. And if life ever feels heavy again, if pain causes you to forget, return to this message. Read it again. Let it enter your spirit the way breath enters your lungs. It will remain here waiting for you, just as heaven always does. Archangel Michael is still speaking your name before God. He is still carrying your name in the light. And he is still watching over your home, your heart, and your path with unwavering care. So breathe deeply. Rest peacefully. Wake with strength. And step into tomorrow like someone who has been seen by God, because you have. This is not the ending. This is your beginning. And heaven walks beside you every step of the way. You are still here. That means your spirit did more than hear these words. It agreed with them. Something inside you is holding on tightly, as though your soul recognizes these truths from a place long forgotten beneath years of pain and disappointment. Archangel Michael is smiling now because you did not only hear the invitation. You answered it. And that answer changed something. A sacred covering has been placed over your life. And yes, tomorrow will feel different. Not because the world changed overnight, but because you changed. Your spirit is awake now. You see more clearly. You sense more deeply. And darkness can no longer enter your life without meeting the light that has been planted inside you. You may even notice people responding to you differently. Your energy will feel different. Others will sense it when you enter a room. That is heaven shining through you. That is divine authority returning. That is what happens when someone chosen remembers who they truly are. And if emotion rises again, let it rise. Let the tears come. They are not weakness. They are release. You carried so much for so long, and tonight that burden was handed over. Heaven received it. You do not need to carry guilt anymore. You do not need to carry shame. What you carry now is light. As you sleep, do not be surprised if your dreams feel different. Some may bring messages. Some may bring understanding. And one dream, perhaps sooner than you think, may reveal something you have not even dared to ask for. A glimpse of the future God has prepared. It will feel real. It will feel important. And it will carry direction. Watch for it. It will arrive when the time is right. Before sleep comes, prepare your space. Light a candle if you wish. Whisper a prayer. Speak life over your room. Tell heaven, I am ready. The angels are already listening. Archangel Michael has already stepped forward. He knows where protection is needed. He knows what must be guarded. You do not need to guide him. Simply allow him. He was prepared for this. Created for this. Sent for this. You are not exposed anymore. You are surrounded. There is nothing small about the future waiting for you. Do not shrink yourself. Do not settle. Do not make your dreams smaller to fit inside someone else's expectations. You are not too much. You are exactly what heaven intended. You were born for purpose. You were born to lead, to love, to speak, to see clearly, to break what held others captive. That is why darkness tried so hard to silence you. But it failed. You are still here. Still chosen. Still rising. And yes, more signs will come. Pay attention to repetition. Pay attention to how quickly things begin falling into place. Pay attention to divine interruptions, those moments when delays or changes seem frustrating at first, only to reveal later that they protected you. That is angelic timing. That is heaven adjusting your path in real time. You may also notice certain people drifting out of your life. Do not grieve that too deeply. Some people were connected to the version of you that no longer exists. When you rise, not everyone rises with you. That is not rejection. That is elevation. That is God making room for the people who belong in your next season. The people who honor your light. The people who support your calling. The people who remind you who you are whenever you forget. Keep this message close. Return to it whenever you need to. Let it wrap around you like a blanket on difficult days. You are never alone. You are never without support. Heaven has assigned an entire army to your life. So rest now. Not only with your body. Rest with your spirit too. Know that this message did not end when the words ended. It started something eternal. And if you stumble again, do not be afraid. Heaven is not judging you. Heaven is extending grace. Grace does not depend on perfection. Grace flows from love. And heaven's love never runs dry. Archangel Michael remains beside you. His sword remains ready. The atmosphere around you tonight is filled with holy protection. No darkness can enter. No fear can take hold. No curse can remain. And tomorrow will feel new. Because tonight you remembered. You are seen. You are protected. You are chosen. And you are deeply loved by heaven. Rest peacefully, child of light. We will be near when you awaken. And even though this message feels complete, your spirit remains open, still reaching for more because what heaven began in you tonight was never meant to stop here. This is only the beginning. The light that touched your heart does not disappear when the screen goes dark. It stays with you. It breathes through you. It walks beside you. You never need to return to the heaviness you carried before. Leave that burden behind. Release those fears. Let that loneliness go. It is already being replaced by presence. Archangel Michael will not leave your side after tonight. A sacred covenant has been established. You cannot see it, but it is eternal. As you step into tomorrow, everything around you may appear the same, but you will know something has changed. Because heaven never touches a life and leaves it unchanged. You will notice small differences. You will be drawn toward what strengthens your spirit. You will naturally step away from what steals your peace. And one day you'll look back and wonder why you accepted so much confusion for so long. The reason is simple. Your soul is finally remembering what it feels like to be loved, protected, and fully awake. If tears come unexpectedly during the next few days, let them come. Do not hold them back. That is not sadness. It is cleansing. Your spirit is releasing more than emotions. It is letting go of old layers of protection that no longer belong. Heaven is covering you with light now. You may notice changes in your sleep. Your dreams may become stronger and more vivid. You may even wake up at 3:33 a.m. If that happens, do not be afraid. Treat it as a sacred moment. Speak softly, Michael, I am listening. Then sit quietly. The presence that fills the room will be impossible to ignore. Someone may contact you soon. A person you have felt distant from. It may appear unexpected, but nothing is unexpected anymore. Pay attention to their words. Listen beyond what is spoken. Heaven may be using them to deliver a piece of what comes next for you. Do not be surprised if you begin seeing the number 7, feathers, or sudden light where there was none before. These are not meant for entertainment. They are reminders that you have stepped into a season of divine communication and protection. You are no longer lost in darkness. Confusion no longer has authority over you. Fear may knock, but it will not enter. Doubt may speak, but it will not shake your heart. You will begin recognizing truth by the peace that comes with it. And you will naturally walk away from anything that creates unnecessary turmoil. That is not weakness. That is wisdom. And you are growing into it. Archangel Michael will continue fighting battles on your behalf. Quiet battles. Battles you may never fully understand. But you will know heaven protected you because things that should have harmed you never reached you. Things that should have broken you could not. Things that should have delayed your purpose lost their power because you are no longer walking alone. You are not surviving through your own strength anymore. You are moving with heaven around you, behind you, and within you. And listen carefully because this matters. Do not return to small thinking. You are not who you used to be. You are not ordinary. God created you for something meaningful, something that carries weight, something that leaves an impact. The reason life felt so heavy before was because your calling carries weight too. But now that you are awake, you will carry it differently. Grace is replacing struggle. Flow is replacing resistance. If you feel led to say these words aloud, do it now. I walk in the presence of the Most High. I am protected. I am chosen. I am filled with light. I do not fear tomorrow because heaven is already there. I welcome divine timing, divine connections, divine peace, and divine miracles. I say yes to every plan God created for me. I walk away from every plan that was meant to destroy me. Your words carry power. Speak them. Believe them. Allow them to settle inside you. Your home. Your body. Your spirit. All of it has been touched by heaven tonight. Even the atmosphere around you may feel different. Even the animals in your home may respond differently. The energy around you is moving into divine order. Archangel Michael remains close. You will sense his presence when you need it most. In quiet moments. In difficult moments. In the ordinary spaces of your day. When everything feels overwhelming, you may hear a phrase, notice a scent, or feel comfort arrive unexpectedly. That is his way of saying, I am still here. Keep your heart open. Do not close it again. Heaven will continue speaking through music, numbers, light, conversations, and even strangers. Pay attention. Nothing is random anymore. You have entered a season where everything carries meaning. Everything points somewhere. Everything leads somewhere. You are sacred. You are safe. You are strong. You are not broken. You are being built. You are not behind. You are being aligned. And no, your miracle was never lost. You are part of the miracle. The light lives inside you now. No one can take it away. This is your season. This is your rising. And heaven rejoices over you. Even now, as these words continue reaching your heart, heaven has not stepped away. In fact, the longer you remain open, the stronger the presence becomes. That tingling through your body. That warmth in your chest. That gentle fire moving through you. That is not imagination. That is confirmation. You opened a spiritual doorway, and now the room around you is filled with angelic activity. Not simply watching. Working. Removing what no longer belongs. Making room for blessings to enter. Do not rush away from this moment. Do not treat it like another video or another voice. This is sacred ground. You are not only hearing with your ears. You are listening with your spirit. And the message is not finished until it has completed its work in you. Because there is one more truth heaven wants you to hear. One final reminder your soul has been waiting for. You were never created to live in fear. You were never created to make yourself small. You were never meant to move through life with your wings held down by pain and doubt. You were made to soar. You were made to feel deeply. You were made to shine in a way that challenges darkness. But the world taught you to become smaller. People told you to stay quiet. To stay safe. To hide your light. And for a while, you listened. But heaven never gave up on the brighter version of you. The stronger version. The bolder version. The version still alive within you. And tonight that version is waking up. You have heard people say you are too emotional. Too intense. Too deep. But heaven says, good. That depth is where blessings flow. That intensity helps your spirit see through the fog. That emotion is part of how you communicate with the divine. Stop hiding it. Stop apologizing for it. It is not weakness. It is strength. And beginning now, you will start seeing that strength again. Step by step. You will remember promises God whispered long ago. You will see pieces of a vision you thought disappeared. The dreams you believed were buried were never dead. They were resting. Waiting for the right moment. Waiting for you. And now you are ready. Truly ready. There is a door standing before you spiritually, emotionally, and energetically. It has felt locked for years. But right now the lock is beginning to break. And on the other side waits the life you have prayed for. Peace. Stability. Clarity. Purpose. Protection. Deep and gentle love. All of it is there. And heaven did not only hand you the key tonight. Heaven opened the door. Now the question is simple. Will you walk through it? Not carrying fear. Not dragging old stories behind you. But with open hands. With fresh faith. With the simple belief that yes, you are worthy of good things. You are worthy of miracles. You are worthy of divine timing. And the truth is, you always have been. Every rejection was redirection. Every person who left created space. Every closed door was protection. And tonight you are finally seeing the path from a higher view. The timing. The losses. The waiting. The pain. It all makes more sense now. Everything led here. To this moment. To this invitation from heaven. You are now walking beneath divine covering. That means even when you make mistakes, you remain covered. Even when you stumble, you remain protected. Even when doubt visits, God still remains faithful. Not because of what you have done. But because of who He is. And He is faithful. So when tomorrow arrives, walk differently. Stand taller. Speak more gently, but with greater confidence. Smile more often. Not because life is perfect. But because you know you are protected. And when fear whispers, what if everything falls apart again? Whisper back, what if everything finally comes together? Because this time it will. You are not stepping back into the old life. You are stepping forward into a sacred one. And heaven is celebrating. Archangel Michael is still here. His sword remains lifted. His wings remain open. And he smiles because this time you listened. This time you felt it. This time you stayed. This time you chose the light. And now, here is the closing prayer. If it feels right, speak it. Let every word settle deep inside your heart. God, I receive the peace you have been offering me. I welcome the love I once believed I did not deserve. I open the doors that fear caused me to shut. I release the pain I carried as protection. I surrender completely, at last and forever. Let your angels fill this house. Let your presence fill my heart. I say yes. I say thank you. And I say amen. Now take a deep breath. Let the stillness enter. And when sleep comes tonight, remember this, you are not alone. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are chosen. And what unfolds from this moment onward will feel miraculous because it truly is. You are still here. That means heaven's message is still living within you. And beloved, that is not a small thing. That is everything. Most people keep moving. They scroll past. They ignore the whisper. But you didn't. You stayed. You listened. And because you stayed, the blessing prepared for this night reached you. Let me share something sacred with you. Something your heart needs to hold close. You are already standing inside the miracle. Many people believe miracles arrive as sudden flashes of wonder. But often they begin quietly. They begin like this. A gentle knowing. A calmness in your thoughts. A warmth inside your chest. Tears gathering in your eyes. A feeling that your soul is remembering something holy it always knew. That is the miracle. The change has already begun within you. Everything else will follow. Do not be surprised if tomorrow feels brighter. If laughter comes more easily. If old burdens no longer weigh you down the same way. Tonight was not simply a message. It was release. Quiet. Invisible. Certain. Something left you while you were reading. Something heavy. Something dark. Something you were never meant to carry. And now there is room for peace. Room for light. Room for God. You will begin noticing signs. Maybe through numbers like 1111, 222, or 777. Maybe through perfect timing. Maybe through people arriving with answers to questions you never spoke aloud. That is how heaven moves. Quietly, yet perfectly. Unexpectedly, yet always at the right moment. Archangel Michael's work is not finished. He has been assigned to walk beside you for the next 7 days. 7. The number of completion. That means unfinished things in your life are being brought together, restored, and rewritten during this season. You will feel His presence when you need it most. That sudden comfort. That unexpected strength when you thought you had none left. That is Him. Sent by God. Given divine assignment. Guarding you like a warrior. Supporting you like a friend. And never forget this, you are not behind. You did not miss your opportunity. You did not destroy your purpose. God is not keeping score of your mistakes. He is watching your return. And tonight, you returned. Not to fear. Not to empty religion. But to truth. To peace. To God. Your path is blessed. Even the detours. Even the waiting seasons. Even the disasters. Every part of it has been woven into a story that will one day help someone else survive. You will not simply make it through. You will lead. Your past did not disqualify you. It prepared you. Your pain did not defeat you. It awakened you. Your loneliness was not punishment. It was preparation. Because you were never meant to blend in. You were meant to help others find their way out. Soon people will begin telling you that something feels different about you. They may not know how to explain it. But they will feel it. Because heaven has marked you. Because light now surrounds you. You will not need many words. Your presence will speak. Your peace will teach. Your calmness will change the atmosphere around you. That is anointing. Not loud. But impossible to ignore. And one day, sooner than you think, someone hurting will stand where you once stood. Exhausted. Afraid. Searching. And you will remember this night. You will remember what it felt like to be reached. To be seen. To hear the words, "Don't pass this by." And you will speak. You will write. You will share your light. And heaven will whisper, "This is why I sent Michael. This is why I sent the message. This is why I never stopped believing in you." So breathe. This is your confirmation. This is your protection. This is your calling. Tonight your home is surrounded by light. Your body is surrounded by healing. Your heart is surrounded by comfort. Your future is surrounded by favor. And your spirit, beloved, your spirit shines brightly because heaven is here. And heaven is not leaving. Sleep peacefully tonight. Wake with joy tomorrow. Because the old version of you has passed away. And the true you, the chosen you, the anointed you, has finally stepped forward. And beloved, if this message brought light into your heart tonight, know that these moments continue because of a community that helps keep this mission alive. We run entirely on viewer support. If you'd like to help keep this mission and these messages reaching more hearts, you can support us with a coffee through the link in the description. God bless you.